Hello and welcome, my connoisseurs of movies, radio, well, not radio, bad. I do not do music. It's movies, television shows, and literature. Though maybe.
Leave a comment if you want to hear music.
I love my camera lady like a sister. Don't punch the light fixture. She was doing this and she hit the light fixture. It was awesome. But for those of you who are new to my channel, you may call me Luke Gararu, and you are here to feast on my opinions of all things movie, TV, and book. That's where literature comes in. It's the books. But this time, we have an invasion. Now, I don't know how many of you watch sci-fi. I do. I like sci-fi. But I've seen so many movies where a vastly more tech-savvy race attacks Earth in a variety of ways. Pods that grow into copies of people, parasitic worms that attach the brainstem, fighter craft and motherships that are more maneuverable, defensible, better firepower. And yet, we humans always seem to pull a victory out of our butts to save the human race. Ooh, different friend just messaged me. It's kind of sad. I will talk to her when I'm done filming. But I'm not talking about any of those movies. The ones where we're about to be eradicated by an alien invader and we pull a victory out of our butts. Not talking about those. Oh. I'm talking about a movie where the human race gets hammered, probably to near extinction, with only a sliver of hope coming from a single being fighting to save his still human and pregnant wife from the aliens that had stolen his brain from his body to reinvigorate one of their own beings. Oh, you don't know what I'm talking about. You can hear it. What the heck kind of movie is that? It's Skyline. I like this movie. It stars Eric Balfour, and he's in Haven. He's in Rise of the Gargoyle. He was in 24 for a little bit, and a lot of other shows as a one-off. He's talented. I call him an appetizer. He's not yet a flavor. He's right here with little Eric. But there's also, the show Balfour plays a gentleman named Jared. Simple, happy-go-lucky guy who brings his wife, who just recently found out she was pregnant, to his buddy Terry's house. Now, Terry is seen right here holding the gun. He's played by Donald Faison. Forgive me if I mispronounce your name, dude. I've never heard it spoken aloud, and if I have, I wasn't really paying attention. But he plays Dr. Turk in the movie Scrubs. Any of you who have seen Clueless knows he was the boyfriend Murray. Those of you who have seen Josie and the Pussycats. Yeah, he has something new coming out. My camera woman just informed me. Well, Eileen is played by Scotty Thompson. She was from NCIS and the 12 Monkeys TV series. Don't ask me which NCIS. I just quickly typed down NCIS and 12 Monkey TV series. But they go to Terry's house to celebrate Terry's birthday. And it is a huge bash. Massive, massive woohoo party. Drugs, drinking, debauchery for the single ones. You know, big glamorous party. And they all end up falling asleep in various rooms of the house. Well past midnight. Which, not surprising because they're all adults. But it's after they fall asleep that the invasion begins. And Elaine wakes up to a blinding blue light coming through the blinds, like harassing her eyelids. And she's like, somebody turn off the light. It can't be morning already. Well, Jared wakes up and he gets transfixed. He's just staring at that light, not moving forward, but not moving back. He's just there, mesmerized. And some of the other housemates had watched people who had been transfixed walk so close to the source of the light that they vanish, that they just get taken. Now, Elaine pulls Jared out of the beam so he's no longer transfixed, and his eyes lose their milky film, his face goes back to normal, and he's, oh God, what happened? That was odd, this is scary. You know, it's terrifying. But then they decide, we're going to try to leave. And that's when they see the foot soldiers and the scout ships and the rest of the invasion force. Now, Terry and his girlfriend have a very, very bad time to have a fight. Because they're all going to the cars. And she takes the keys to one car and says, I'm driving. You can take the other car with your mistress. News flash, kind of spoilers. Mistress and Terry end up dying in that escape attempt. It's very sad. But soldiers show up to try and fight it, like in a lot of other alien invasion movies. And they go so far as to launch a nuclear warhead into the mothership. The mothership crashes. And one of the other survivors is like, woohoo! Take that! Yeah, we got him! Eric looks out, uses the telescope, and he's like, they're not dead. They're just really pissed off. And you watch as the mothership reconstitutes itself, regenerates itself, and puts itself back in the air. And you're like, yeah, humanity doesn't have a chance against that odd. But as the story progresses, Jared and Elaine get sucked up into the ship. And Elaine watches as Jared's brain is pulled, spinal column included, out of his body. They crack open his skull so it pops, extract his brain and spinal column and insert it into one of their drones. Now, that slimmer of hope I mentioned comes because the last thing Jared heard as his brain was being extracted was his pregnant wife screaming in distress. So you watch as his brain goes from the complacent blue to red. And it's a red brain that gets put into the body of the creature, the drone beast. And it ends with Jared. You have to watch the little comic blips in the credits themselves. Jared fights off some more things, grabs Eileen, and whisks her away. Now, I can hear you asking, why on earth do you like this movie if the human race is destroyed? Well, it's simple. I like this movie because it's more accurate than the movies where we win against something that has successfully traveled billions of light years through space just to get to us. I mean, if you're traveling from wherever they are to here with hostile intent, we don't stand a chance. Because there are far, far worse threats and dangers out in space than our nuclear warheads can provide. I mean, yeah, granted, in War of the Worlds, they said our bacterias and our microorganisms affected them and made them sick, which I can understand that happening. But not before they would have eradicated the human race. Because it took quite a bit of people dying from the Black Plague for everyone else to build up the immunity to it. But it didn't start off killing everybody. It started with a few people getting sick here and there. So if their orders are, this group, harvest the water. This group, harvest the food. This group, enslave the humans. Whatever, break it down. Whichever group gets sick first is not immediately going to pass it to the other groups. The other groups will have decimated our water or our food or us before the sick group comes back to intermingle. That's just how biological weapons work. It starts with a small control group that has to spread it to the rest of the group. So, yes, I can understand why the bacteria in our water and in our soil and in our air could lay waste to 50 ships quickly, because that was like the original invasion force in War of the Worlds. But if you have an invasion force, like in Independence Day, all those bacteria, if America's aliens get sick, there's no guaranteeing Europe's aliens are going to get sick or Asia's aliens are going to get sick. So we still get decimated before the biological agent has a chance to work. That is why I like Skyline. It shows our odds more realistically. But let me know in the comments. Have you seen Skyline? Will you watch Skyline for the first time? Will you watch it again with a different mindset? Let me know in the comments. Remember, these are my opinions. Feel free to disagree. Kindness is the key to understanding, so be kind to me. Be kind to each other in the comments. And as my camera woman said, if you want me to cover a song or a music video, possibly throw it out there for my 100th episode, let me know in the comments. My camera lady smiling all mischievously. But, ooh, I know people who could spam the crap out of her. Find the like button, tend to whatever injuries it may have accrued from overuse. Rescue the subscribe button from zombies. Ring that bell to cause the diversion so you can escape. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.